All right, so are you getting ready for a file clerk interview?
Oh, then you are definitely in the right place.
Well, we are diving deep today into some of those common interview questions you might get.
We will, of course, be adding in some career insights along the way, too.
Yeah, and we are going to be showing how RoleCatcher can help give you that extra edge.
It's really interesting, actually. Even with all of the advances in technology that we see,
Mm,
file clerks are still super important.
they are.
And we'll get into exactly why that is a little bit later.
Yeah, so this is going to be fun. This is a really, I think, interesting role, and a lot of people maybe kind of overlook it.
Yeah,
But it's really crucial to how any organization runs.
it's true.
Um, okay, so let's jump right in with, I think, one of the first questions you might get,
Okay.
which is, describe your experience with different filing systems.
Okay.
Now, it
Sounds
sounds
straightforward.
really simple,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But there is a lot you can unpack here.
Right. You want to show that you can adapt.
Yep.
So think about like physical systems, those big filing cabinets,
Right.
but also digital tools like databases,
Mhm.
cloud storage, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The what they do section of the career guide highlights this blend of old and new.
It's like being a language expert, but for organization,
Yeah.
right? You have to know all the different ways to organize information.
Exactly.
So like mastering a library's Dewey Decimal System,
Right.
and then also like a company's, custom software.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can come in.
Ooh, tell me more.
So it analyzes the job description and it can actually tell you which systems to emphasize
Wow.
in your answer.
Okay.
So you are not just listing everything you've ever used.
Right.
You are targeting it to what this employer needs.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question.
Hmm.
How do you ensure accuracy when filing?
Oh, they're looking for meticulousness there.
Yes, 100%. They want to know that you are.
That's a file clerk superpower.
Yes. And it is listed as one of the biggest pros of the job
Absolutely.
in the career guide.
Think about it. One misplaced file could mean legal trouble or lost client info.
Yeah.
Accuracy
Huge.
is a file clerk superpower.
Yeah. So showcasing those double-checking habits.
Yes.
Attention to detail. Even mentioning relevant certifications from the career guide's knowledge and learning section.
Well, right. Even something like,
That shows you were serious.
yeah, like I was trained on this specific software, or I have experience implementing a new filing system at a previous job.
Yeah.
Something that shows that you're really committed to accuracy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, question 3. How do you prioritize tasks?
Okay.
Now, the career guide mentions that file clerks are often juggling a lot of different things at once.
Mm-hmm.
So having a good system is key.
Exactly. And the work hours can be unpredictable.
Right?
So they want to know that you can handle that pressure.
Yeah.
So maybe you use to-do lists or color coding or a specific time management method.
Yeah.
Whatever works for you, but explain it clearly.
Explain your system.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shows you are organized even when things get really hectic.
Exactly.
Love that. Okay, this one is tech-focused. Describe your experience with digital filing systems.
Okay.
I feel like this is where things get really interesting.
It is. And the career guide actually states over half of file clerk specialisms now involve computer and electronics knowledge.
Wow.
So you really want to stand out here.
So don't just say, I'm good with computers.
Right. Yeah.
Right? You have to name specific software,
Yes.
like those listed in the file clerk FAQs that match the job description.
Yes.
And here's another RoleCatcher tip.
I bet it can analyze the job description and pull out the exact software they're looking for.
It can do that. Tailoring your answer like that is
Yeah.
a game changer.
Huge.
Okay, question 5. Experience with record retention policies.
Okay.
Sounds kind of boring,
Yeah.
but it is actually crucial.
It's all about confidentiality and legal compliance, which is directly related to the role function outlined in the career guide.
Right.
File clerks often handle very sensitive information.
Yeah.
So this question is really testing if you understand the gravity of that.
It's like knowing which emails you can delete and which need to be archived forever.
Exactly.
Big implications.
And it really shows initiative if you have researched the company's policies beforehand.
Oh, that's a good point.
It tells them you're already thinking about their specific needs.
Okay, I like that. All right, next up is a related question. Maintaining confidentiality with sensitive documents.
Okay.
This one is really about trust, right?
Exactly. They want to know you're discreet, you understand data protection, and you're not going to be gossiping about what you see.
Right.
And the typical interactions section of the career guide shows that file clerks work with all sorts of people. So confidentiality is a must.
Yeah, so mentioning specific actions helps here, right? Like locking cabinets,
Yes.
Strong passwords, being careful about who sees what. Like proactive security impresses them.
Good point. It shows you are not just following the rules, but actively thinking about keeping things secure.
Okay, question 7. Document scanning and indexing experience. This is a classic example of how technology is changing the job.
It is, and it ties in perfectly with the technology advances section of the career guide.
Right.
We are not just stuffing papers in folders anymore.
No, we are not.
So don't just say you can scan.
Right.
Talk about specific techniques or software. Have you worked with OCR? Have you set up automated indexing?
Yes.
These details make you stand out.
Okay, I love that. Now, I know a lot is digital these days, but question 8 is experience with physical storage and retrieval.
Yeah.
Are those skills still important?
They definitely are.
Okay.
The career guide mentions that the work environment often involves physical tasks.
Okay.
So think about warehouses full of files.
Yeah.
You need to know how to navigate that.
This is where you can really paint a picture. Describe how you efficiently located a specific file in a packed storage room.
I love that visual.
It shows you can handle the physical demands of the job.
Right.
All right, on to question 9. How do you ensure secure and compliant document disposal?
Oh.
This one pops up in several of our sources, so it must be important.
It is.
It's about being trustworthy, right?
Yes.
Knowing how to shred, use secure bins, or delete digital files properly shows you get the importance of data security and following regulations.
Absolutely. And for our final question in this section,
Okay, hit me.
describe your experience with file audits.
Ooh, this one might sound intimidating,
Yeah.
but it's actually a chance to shine.
It is. It links back to accuracy and shows you are proactive about quality control.
Okay.
Maybe you identified areas for improvement during an audit.
Ooh.
That's an initiative that employers love.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But before we move on, I want to circle back to something you said earlier about how the role of a file clerk is evolving. We've focused on acing the interview, but what about the bigger picture? Where can this role take you in your career?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. We'll dig into that in part 2, but first a quick word from our sponsor, RoleCatcher.
Yes. Remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answers to specific job descriptions, giving you a serious advantage in the interview process.
And their career guides provide valuable insights into different job roles, helping you understand the skills and experience you need to succeed.
Absolutely. Check them out.
Check them out. We'll be back after a short break.
Yes. Welcome back. So before the break, we were really deep in that interview prep.
We were.
Now let's kind of zoom out a little bit and look at the file clerk career path.
Okay.
Because it's not just a stepping stone, you know?
Right. The career guide kind of hints at this, but I'd love to hear more.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of growth can someone expect in this role?
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
Companies rely on organized information,
Right.
and that need is only growing. You could move up from entry level to lead file clerk to supervisor, even into records management or data analysis.
Wow, that's a lot more than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
And remember what we said about the demand staying strong?
Yes.
That's got to be good for career stability.
It is. The industry trend section is very clear on that.
Yeah.
Even with automation, human oversight is still essential.
Right?
Complex filing, data security, those need a skilled person at the helm.
Which is a perfect segue to RoleCatcher.
Oh, yes.
They don't just help you prep for one interview.
Right.
They can help you manage your whole career.
Exactly. Think about your competitive edge module.
Okay.
Their AI analyzes your resume and the job description,
Wow.
suggesting improvements to boost your ranking.
That's incredible.
It's like having a personal career coach
In your pocket.
in your pocket.
Yes. Okay, so back to those career paths, you mentioned data analysis.
Yeah.
That seems like a big leap from traditional filing.
It might seem that way, but the skills overlap more than you think. A good file clerk is already detail-oriented, organized, and knows how to find information quickly.
Right.
Data analysis just takes those skills to a new level.
Okay, so if someone is thinking long-term,
Yeah.
what should they focus on to be that file clerk of the future?
First, master the fundamentals.
Okay.
Those interview questions that we went over.
Uh-huh.
That foundation is crucial.
Yeah.
But also, be curious about tech.
Okay.
Learn new software, explore data management trends, show that you are eager to grow.
It's that adaptability the career guide talks about, right?
Exactly.
Things are changing fast, so you got to be a quick learner.
Yes, and don't be afraid to advocate for yourself.
Okay.
If your company is adopting new systems, Volunteer to be a part of that implementation.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That experience is gold on your resume.
Okay, so it's not just about doing your job well.
Right.
It's about showing initiative and a desire to learn.
Exactly.
Okay, we have covered interview tips, career paths.
Yes.
But there is one big thing we have not talked about yet.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Okay, what is it?
The automation elephant in the room.
Yes, you get it. A lot of people are worried about robots taking over jobs.
Right.
Is that a valid fear for aspiring file clerks?
It's a valid concern, but not necessarily a reason to panic.
Okay.
We'll dive into that after a quick message.
And speaking of staying ahead of the curve, RoleCatcher's Technology Advances section in their career guide is a must-read.
Absolutely.
They break down how automation is impacting different roles and highlight the skills you need to stay competitive.
Yes, very important.
Don't miss it. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back and ready to tackle that automation question.
All right, let's do it.
Is it a job killer or just a job changer?
It's definitely changing things, but let's not forget what makes a file clerk valuable.
Okay.
Think about those interview questions we went over.
Right.
Accuracy, organization, understanding those retention policies. Those are human skills.
Yeah, a robot can't just decide what information is sensitive or how long to keep it.
Right.
They need instructions, which means someone has to create those rules.
Exactly. And think about all those technology advances the career guide mentions.
Right.
Software gets updated, new systems get implemented.
Yeah.
Someone needs to understand those changes and train others on how to use them.
Right.
That's where the human element shines.
So instead of thinking robots are taking over, it's more like robots are creating new opportunities for file clerks who can adapt.
I like that.
Okay.
And the career guide even mentions this.
Okay.
Saying that some tasks might be automated, but human oversight and complex filing remain crucial.
Okay.
It's about working with technology, not being replaced by it.
Okay, so for someone starting their file clerk journey, how can they prepare for this future where tech is always evolving?
First, those core skills are non-negotiable.
Okay.
Being organized, detail-oriented, a good communicator, those will always be in demand.
It's like building a house. You
Yeah.
need a solid foundation
Exactly.
before you can add all the fancy features.
Perfect analogy.
Right.
Then be curious about tech. Take online courses, read industry articles, maybe even play around with different software in your free time.
And this is where RoleCatcher can be really helpful.
Oh, yes.
Your competitive edge module doesn't just analyze your resume.
Right.
It suggests specific skills to boost your appeal to employers.
And their AI-powered interview practice can simulate different scenarios, giving you feedback on your answers.
Oh, wow.
It's like having a personal career coach who's always available.
That's amazing. So even if the exact job title changes in the future, the skills and knowledge you gain as a file clerk are transferable.
Absolutely. Think about it. Data entry might become fully automated someday, but the need to manage, protect, and analyze information will always be there.
So instead of fearing automation, embrace it.
Yes.
See it as an opportunity to level up your skills and become even more valuable to employers.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right.
The file clerk of the future is tech-savvy, adaptable, and always learning.
It's not just about filing anymore. It's about being a guardian of information.
It is.
And that's a pretty cool role to play.
It is. So to all those future file clerks out there, don't let the fear of automation hold you back.
Yes.
Embrace the change, invest in yourself, and you'll be ready to thrive in this exciting field.
That's a great note to end on. We've covered interview prep career paths and even busted some myths about automation.
We did.
Hopefully you are feeling more confident and excited about your future as a file clerk.
Yes, and remember, RoleCatcher is there every step of the way.
Yes.
Check them out for personalized guidance resources and that AI-powered boost to help you stand out.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the world of work.